welcome everybody to episode 36 of AWT Andrew's Wrestling Talk, where we bring you the news and reviews of wrestling around the UK and much more. Now on today's show, I'm joined by the AWT team. Dom and Sparky are here in the studio today. How are you guys doing?
Very well, thank you very much,
really
Cole.
Excited for another great show.
Oh, yes. And plus, we've got a special guest later on the show, Mr. Mark Fry from UPW Management. Going to get a Q5 out of him as well later, I think. Talk about some stuff going on in UPW. Plus, we've got loads of other stuff going on, like we've got the Q5 with Charleston Hotshot Allen, which is a very, very interesting one. Plus, the results of the Cool and Uncool Wall, and loads and loads and loads of other stuff. So, before we get into like the UK side of wrestling, let's quickly talk about a couple of pay-per-views that we've had. So like, you know, WWE Battleground, WWE Great Balls of Fire, and Impact Wrestling's Slammiversary.
No, can I swap there a minute? Stop you there for a minute. Global Force.
Oh, Global Force. Alright, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Sparky. We all watched Slammiversary.
We did.
Personally, on myself, I didn't think it was actually that much of a bad show, to be honest. I thought it was probably one of their strongest ones they've had.
For a long time,
yeah, definitely.
I agree with that, definitely.
Some of the matches that we had on there, we had KM and Congo Kong teaming up with Laurel Van Ness to go against Braxton Sutter and Ali and...
Was that the pre-show match, wasn't it? That was the
pre-show match. And Muhammad Shearer. I didn't think it was that much of a great match because 1, I don't like Ali, 2, I don't like KM, 3, I don't like Congo Kong, and Laurel Van Ness needs to change her gimmick.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
That whole gimmick is...
I rated that like 1.5 stars.
Yeah, pretty damn poor. The GWF Tag Team Titles match.
Now that was impressive.
I can't. Now I've got here that obviously Laredo Kid. You know you love.
Yeah,
Laredo.
we love Laredo Kid.
Grazer Jr. Elder Hadjia and Drago. Now I can't remember what the other two were because their names never come up on the screen. so I don't know what they were called.
Yatta Fosmar. I had the same problem watching the match. I was trying to write it down. I was like, well, are they names?
And of course LAX also
are a really good team.
Was in that as well, and I put that match down as pretty damn good, to be honest.
I loved it.
I thought that was a
I
really,
was
really
shocked
good match.
how good Laredo Kid was. To be fair, he really impressed me on that match.
I like his tag team partner.
Yeah, that Garza Jr.
Garza Jr. Yeah, I think he's pretty good as well.
They're actually good, aren't they, together? And
yeah.
I thought them and LAX were probably the best two in that group. But yeah, it was a great match.
No, I really did rate that match as well. I gave it a 3.5 star rating. Really good.
And the other match as well, the other tag team match we had was Eli Drake and Chris Adonis versus Moose and D'Angelo Williams. Now, I was really surprised because D'Angelo Williams is an American football player, same as Moose, admittedly, but has so lack of training. But I was reasonably impressed.
He done really well.
Dude, he was amazing.
I thought he was really good, but he's never doing it again. Apparently that was a one-off, apparently. I don't think he's doing it again.
But he was better than a lot of WWE or TNA wrestlers. He was really good. I mean, all of his moves look crisp. Like, they all look properly, you know, as a wrestler... That's how you want to perform a move, and everything was just down to a T. So
I mean, he was only doing it, I think, because of the break from NFL and stuff at the moment. He's probably going to go back to that. But you did well, my friend. I really, really enjoyed that. Strap match with EC3 and James Storm. Now, James Storm has ended up with a concussion and injury. I think he's probably all right now, but because this was a while ago, wasn't it? It was okay. Didn't really rate that much.
It wasn't the best.
Too much. The story had gone on and on
but
and
it
on.
wasn't the worst.
No, it wasn't the worst.
it was just average.
Huh?
It was just an average match.
Yeah.
Like a 2-star match. There was nothing. You wanted more from what you expected it to be because they were trying to do a big burn off of like their last cool match. You know, who would get the #1 contendership, and it just never felt that big a match.
But was that down to James Storm, who I don't really rate that much?
See, that's where I disagree with you. See, I rate James Storm myself.
I don't rate EC3.
I thought he was the better man in that match.
Yeah, oh well, yeah, he was, yeah, admittedly. And
but
James Storm's over here in the UK as well soon. So
he's one that I don't rate highly on my list.
I just had a message from our special guest. I'm already here, mate. I'm already here. Personally, the poorest match was that whole Josh and Steiner, Jeremy and Park. I thought that was a shocking match.
Waste of time, really, that match. It was, What do you think, Sparky?
I actually didn't mind it. Was Jermaine Borash, who is not an actual wrestler, and it was quite fun. It reminded me of WrestleMania 17, of the Kane Raven versus Big Show match, where they went backstage and just did a load of fun stuff. And that was the good part of it, I thought.
The only bit that I liked out of it was that James Mitchell came back, which was like the original manager of Monster Abyss.
Yeah.
But Shark Boy.
Really?
No. We had the Full Metal Mayhem, which was Eddie and I think it's Alicia, isn't it, or Alicia, versus Davey and.
I thought that was really bad.
I didn't think it was the greatest match either.
Again, that is down to the people in that match. I don't rate Davey at all, and has he just quit?
He has just quit. Yeah. Well, I don't think he's quit just as yet. I think he's pursuing to do it.
Okay.
I don't believe it's just to do with that. They tried to cram too much in the time limit they were given, and you just wanted more time. I mean, if they'd given them another 10 minutes, I felt they could have made something of that match. But again, to do with the blowout of a rivalry, it just felt like it was too much in too short a time.
X Division title match, 2 out of 3 falls, Sanjay Dutt and Low Key.
Now that match wasn't.
It was alright.
It was alright. Yeah, it was okay. Probably a 2.5 star.
It was an average again. You just sometimes with TNA, you never feel like you're getting the full
GFW, no?
Oh, now I just got blamed. Yeah, with GFW, you never feel like you're getting the full effect of what it could be. 2.5 again, like Dom just said.
The Women's Championship, they're combining the women's titles, so Sienna and Rosemary, both of them are two pretty decent women. Probably the only 2 decent women in GWF at the moment.
Bar Gal Kim.
She's looking
at.
She's looking at retirement at the end of the year, isn't she?
Well, is she? Will she be coming back to WWE?
Well, she's coming. I think she's coming back. I think she'll have a couple of matches in the ring until literally the end of the year. She'll probably win the belt, and then she'll probably hand over the belt like she did last time, and then she's working backstage, as far as I'm aware. And then the last match, which was the main event, which was Lashley and Patron. But before we talk about that one, we need to look at Lesnar and Joe as well, because last time we said, well, actually no, Patron said that his match would be much better than Lesnar and Joe, and I said we'll be the judge of that. Personally, I thought they were both equally poor, to be quite honest.
But if you had to choose one, what one would you choose?
Lesnar and Joe, I thought was better. I actually really enjoyed it because Joe did not take it to frickin' Lesnar.
See, on that one, I agree with you. I thought the Lesnar Samoa Joe match was a tiny bit better, but they were both poor matches.
They were still both poor matches.
They never excelled. They never excelled. And like you said, I agree. The Joe versus Lesnar match was better. It was a lot shorter time. Way shorter time compared to...
It was longer than all the other Lesnar matches at the moment.
that is true, but it was a lot shorter time compared to the Patron versus Lashley match. But they just seemed to get more out of it. Now, we're scheduled for SummerSlam, if I believe, what I predicted 3 weeks ago, what I'm really proud of. Strowman versus Lesnar versus Joe versus Reigns.
And personally, it should be a good match, and I see Lesnar getting probably taken out by Joe or Strowman very, very early on. So we end up having a triple threat match that makes it a reasonably long match for only Lesnar to come in at the end.
But there has
do his
been
bits.
big breaking news to do with Strowman in the last 24 hours.
I've got that in the news, so we'll talk a little bit about everyone. Yeah, I was very surprised on that. Anyway, with that, with Great Balls of Fire, what did you think the worst was? I mean, some of the worst out of Great Balls of Fire, Enzo and Kaz.
That was just...
And Miz and Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, but you knew the way it was going.
Yeah.
That's the thing with WWE. It's become too predictable now.
I
Yes.
enjoyed Braun
Really
Strowman
too.
versus Roman Reigns. I thought that was pretty
Because
good, actually.
they actually looked like they enjoyed hurting each other.
To be fair, I think it was a poor pay-per-view in general.
And to be honest, all pay-per-views by WWE are pretty
I
poor
just think
recently.
it was poor.
And,
That's nothing compared to what we're going to talk about with Battleground.
Yeah. Yeah. And with that as well, with Great Balls of Fire, I don't know if you know what happened with Slater and Hawkins. Do you know who won?
I believe Slater won.
Yes, yes, that is correct. Yes, Slater did win. Even
But
though
we didn't
nobody
even know
saw
we
it.
saw the match, yes!
Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, so WWE Battleground, personally, again, with a SmackDown pay-per-view, personally, the best match of the show was the first match, which was the tag team title match.
Yeah, without a doubt.
That was such a great match.
They really went at it for a good
But
15...
just like
yeah.
last time, what did they have last time? Was it Backlash?
It was.
Yeah. Again, they had one of the best matches of Backlash as well. So, yeah, Usos and New Day really do pull off a great match. Really do. That's personally for me best of Battleground. The worst of Battleground.
Well, there's two, isn't there? For me, personally, there's two matches what were absolutely diabolical.
So what was yours then, Sparky?
Oh, the flag match.
Oh yeah, the flag match.
Cena
was
versus
pretty poor.
Rusev was just 20 plus minutes of pure boredom.
Yeah, I didn't.
And
think
then-
of that.
To follow up with an extra 10 minutes of Mahal versus Randy Orton. I mean, what are WWE doing to us?
I didn't think actually that was that bad, to be honest. I didn't see the Great Khali come in at all. That was a surprise.
Well,
Yeah, but look at the fraction now with that. I mean,
Yeah,
that's one hell of a fraction.
It's a good fraction.
well, we've now gonna have Mahal versus
But do you,
Orton versus Khali for SummerSlam. By the
what
way,
do you think of
for
Khali though?
I think he's one of the worst
Oh
wrestlers.
yeah,
in
he is
the last
definitely one of the
20
worst
years.
wrestlers. But as a bodyguard, as having him as a bodyguard,
He's yeah.
He
he's
will be a
definitely a guy to be intimidated by. Definitely. Yeah, I thought Mike Kanellis and Sami Zayn was pretty poor as well.
I actually fell asleep during that.
What are
No,
they doing with Mike anyway? What are they?
Well, they can't call him Mike Bennett, can they? So he took
What are they?
the
what
power
are
of
they
love.
doing with him? What they?
Bless you.
The power of love is a pretty poor gimmick, really.
It's very, very poor.
Bless
isn't
you,
it?
Sparky.
Oh no, thank you very much, Carl.
But yeah, I mean, we'll talk a little bit about SummerSlam in the news and stuff like that. I mean, obviously we've got Cena versus Nakamura coming up, haven't we, to see who's going to SummerSlam.
That'll be good.
I imagine you'd think it would be Cena, and I bet you everybody's thinking they're going, oh well, Cena's blatantly going to win it. Don't count your chickens.
I
think
But
Nakamura's got it. I think.
Mahal wants Cena at SummerSlam, and
Yeah,
it's
but I
been
think, yeah.
written that it's going to happen. So, and
Another one of
Cena's
these.
now going to beat his.
Do you think Cena will win then? If he
I
does
think
get the
Cena
match?
will win. I think Corbin will cash in
To
at
actually-
Money in the Bank.
To actually take the record as well of 17.
Yeah, I think Cena will win at SummerSlam, and Corbin will cash in, and that will be our
Sounds really good.
building up to Survivor Series. You know, that will be the feud.
Cool.
You heard it here first.
You did hear it here first.
Always.
Anyway, that's got that out of the way anyway, WWE and Impact Wrestling. All right, GWF Impact Wrestling. I don't know what to call them these days, but they've got a lot going on. They've had a lot of stars walk out as well, and they're having a lot of stars coming in. I've got that in the news as well, so we'll talk about that again in a minute as well. Our special guest should be here very, very shortly. let's move on. So, I watched Pro Wrestling Chaos.
On the road again.
He's on the road again. See?
He's on the road again. Sally's the tortoise. He's on the go.
Air to the Throne. I watched it on VOD, I thought I'd give it a watch. Why not? It was on. You had the 7-man ladder match. Matt Horgan, Dick Riley, Big Grizzly, Mike Bird, Joe Coffey, Mikey Whiplash, and Jimmy Havoc.
Wow, what a selection there.
A selection,
crazy.
a selection,
Oh.
and yeah, when you look at it on paper, it was good. But with the size of the ring in independent wrestling, it's a lot smaller than a WWE ring. The ladders are actual ladders, so you can only climb up one side of the ladder. It felt like there wasn't enough room for a jam-packed match like that. So they did the best that they could do. Big Grizzly walked out with the briefcase, which I think is brilliant.
Yeah.
Big Grizz climbed the ladder.
Big Grizz climbed the ladder. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Big Grizz on that one,
very
definitely.
good. Now, Charlie Sterling versus Alex Steele. To be honest, that match wasn't even that great either. Even though I do rate Charlie Sterling these days as well as like a
Not
top
one of
guy
my
these
favourite
days.
guys. You really rate Alex Steele, don't
Alex
you?
Steele, yeah, he's okay. I prefer him as a tag team. If I'm honest.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he does do
Singles
better as a tag team.
Isn't really him. As a tag team, he's better. But Charlie Sterling, he has come on. I agree with you on that one. He's come on and has got some talent.
Yeah.
He just needs that little push, I think.
So because of that, Alex Steele wants a heavyweight championship match after winning that match because he beat Charlie Sterling. So.
Well, I wouldn't say he's worthy of a #1 contender
Well,
match.
hang on a minute.
Put it that way.
Hang on a minute. Well, he actually had a #1 contenders match last time at Pro Wrestling Chaos and lost. So, the tag team titles were on the line, which was Modern Culture, which again I don't really rate as the greatest tag team, and Project Lucha, which is El Ligero and Martin Kirby.
Yeah, I don't rate them
Again,
too.
like a lot of us don't like Martin Kirby and
Or El Ligero.
Anyway.
And you've put them
Our
as a
special
tag
guest has
team.
just turned up, as I can see. He's about to walk in. Walk in. Hello, here he is now.
Here he is.
Hello, Mark.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm alright, mate.
Yeah, I'm good. Come and sit down.
Okay.
Come and sit down. We're just jibbing on here about Pro Wrestling Chaos. Everybody, special guest, Mark Fry.
Sit down there.
How are we doing?
I'm alright, mate.
It's
Yeah,
good. We're
Good.
good. Yeah, as I was saying, and Project Lucha won that match as well, which I was surprised
So,
with.
new tag team champ.
So yeah, new tag team champions in Pro Wrestling Chaos, which is El Ligero and Martin Kirby.
Great.
There was supposed to be a match, Brotherhood versus Team Hate, which is Jackal and Gideon, which is a reasonably quite scary team in Team Hate. It never started. It just ended up in a complete brawl. But they've announced that they're having a huge cage match. Did you see that as well? Pro Wrestling Chaos are having a cage match.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard they were having a cage match. Didn't know how they were building up to it. But,
Yeah, and it's the Brotherhood,
Is that all
which
this
is like
night?
3 members of the Brotherhood,
August
which is
19th,
Nathan Bain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Which is Nathan Bain and Jeremy McKenzie or whatever his name is, and Elijah, I think. And Jackal and Gideon are teaming up with Mikey Whiplash. But again, like I said about like that ladder match that they had, it's then again it's in a cage, so you know they're going to be inside a cage. There'll be plenty of room. A 6-man tag. In a size of the ring that we have in independent wrestling, it's not the biggest ring, is it? So that's a lot of people to be putting in that match.
It's been a good one, but you would think though, with the talent what's in
Oh,
there.
definitely.
it depends on if it's tagging in and out, or if it's tornado.
Yeah.
Well,
I would
that's
have
true.
imagined it'd be tagging in and out because of the size of the ring. I can't imagine 6 of them fighting in a cage because they're not going to be able to get out. Unlike the ladder match that they had, at least they could all fight on the outside of the ring and leave space.
I mean, if you try and have 6 people fighting in a ring with a tight cage, rather than a Hell in a Cell type cage where you've got the extra room, it's going to be difficult.
It will be hard.
We'll see. That's Pro Wrestling Chaos Unleashed. A shocking match, a really shocking match. Eddie Ryan versus Mr. Bananas.
Yeah.
Honestly, and Mr. Bananas won, which left Eddie Ryan not very happy at all. Eddie Ryan,
imagine that.
very different gimmick in Pro Wrestling Chaos, plays this very angry, peed off person in Pro Wrestling Chaos. Different music, different
He
attitude.
lost to Mr. Banana. And that was,
Yeah, lost to Mr. Bananas. He beat the hell out of him at the end of it.
Wasn't that Mr. Banana's return though after like 2 years?
Yeah.
So coming back on a defeat wouldn't be the best way to return.
Exactly. And yeah, they had the Kings of Chaos title match, which was Eddie Dennis versus Morgan Webster, which Morgan Webster won. That now has led to, for their next show, their main event is a triple threat match. And it will be Alex Steele, Eddie Dennis, and Morgan Webster.
But aren't those two a tag team, or were a tag team? So
They were a tag team,
Webster
that's
might
right.
Be
Steel Dragons.
Steel Dragons,
yeah. So it could be a 2-on-1, basically.
So is there a reason then that Eddie Dennis is back in the title match?
At the end of the match, ended up in a brawl. Loads of people came out. I think it ended up in a disqualification. So,
Oh, okay. Nice.
and I think that's why Eddie Dennis is getting another shot. So, I mean, this could mean that Eddie Dennis might actually win a championship. As now he's turned into full-time wrestling. Now he's left as a teacher, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's interesting. So that was Pro Wrestling Chaos. So check that out as well. If you haven't watched it, you can watch it on VOD, yourfightsite.com. as well as UPW.
Cheap plug.
I'll throw that in. Throw that in there quickly. Alright, Lucha Forever. Nah, it's some great matches here, isn't it, Don? Really?
There was some good matches.
Did you watch any of this, Sparky?
Unfortunately, I have not.
He's a letdown. He's weak.
I unfortunately have not seen any of Lucha Forever.
Weak. Okay, Lucha Forever. Their other event, which was running through a wheat field, was only on last night, or Thursday night, as you're watching this Saturday. So we hadn't got around to watching that. So I'll watch that next time. But Live and Let Dive, thought it was pretty good. Cara Noir versus Kelly Six and Kyle Fletcher.
I thought that match was pretty poor, actually.
I just don't like the fact that Cara takes so long to come out.
Yeah, he's not what I thought he was, but even Kelly Six didn't really impress me that much.
No.
I thought that Kyle Fletcher was probably out of the three, probably the best one. And he seems to improve every week I've seen him, so...
Okay.
Kyle Fletcher, yeah. Well, I was at the event.
You was at this event, were you?
I was at the event itself. And it was the first time seeing Kyle Fletcher in the UK since he came over. I wasn't impressed with him in that match, but since that match, he's shown against different opponents what he can do.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that's what it comes down to, is who you're in there with.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, he was in another match. That was in another show. We'll mention that in a minute. Omari versus Drew Parker.
See, Drew Parker doesn't really impress me. Omari, not on that show, but later on in the shows, he fought Pete Dunne on one of the shows.
That's right, yeah.
And that was a good match, but yeah,
It was.
that match wasn't really great. But again, it's down to the opponent that he's against, isn't it?
Drew Parker's had a change in attitude as well, as far as I'm aware.
His whole gimmick is just
not great.
not great.
Apparently Spud has took a knock to the head, and apparently he thinks he's in 2002.
Tell you what, the great gimmick whilst it can be used.
Yeah.
I think it's only got a certain amount of shelf life.
Yeah.
But literally from being there myself, prior to the actual show starting, he was out tightening the ring ropes, wiping down the ropes.
He was the ring boy.
He was a ring boy, and in each match he was coming out, and especially after that last match you just mentioned, because that was no holds barred.
Yeah.
So there was all drawing pins, tacks
Yes,
in
it
the
was,
ring.
yeah.
So Spud was there trying to sort of get the ring cleaned up and stuff like that. So it's a great gimmick at the moment, and he's it's getting a lot of traction.
Well, he went up against Mark Davis, which is the other guy that came over with Carl Fletcher.
Yeah,
if that's right, yeah. He defeated him
He's
on
not
that
too
night.
bad, actually.
What, Mark Davis?
Yeah.
No?
In the match that we talk about later on,
Yeah.
I thought him and Carl Fletcher were both really good.
Yeah, definitely. Match of the night, personally, was Bodum versus Tyler.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Oh, Tyler.
Very good match.
Yeah, that was a very, very good match. I was really impressed with that. What did you think when you were there live?
it was the best match of the night so far, by far, and I was more impressed with Tyler than the first time I've seen Tyler live. Very impressed with him.
Yeah.
Very impressed with him.
It was a good one. I do advise you, Sparky, to just,
I know,
even
for
if you go back and watch it, just go back and watch that match.
Okay.
That match was really, really good. And we were supposed to see that that match as well. We will talk about that in a minute as well. Is it Shax? Is that their name? Who went up against B Priestley?
Yeah,
Yes, it's Shax. Trained at WAW.
Oh right, okay.
Over with the Knight family over there.
Yeah, right.
Not a great match, if I'm honest. And at the end of that,
No.
didn't Deputy Dunn come out and attack B as well?
That was the next show, wasn't it?
Was it?
Oh no, it
it
was
was
that
that
show.
show.
Yeah, because that's what led
That
to the
led to
next
the
show.
Yeah, but you don't know it's Deputy Dunn
Huh?
because they didn't. He was in darkness.
Yes, that's right. That is correct.
So I have my thoughts on who it was. I think it was Deputy Dunn.
Main event. Marty Scale teamed up with Kip Sabian to go against the Uptown Funkers, which was Ryan Smile and Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
Which when they came out, I couldn't stop laughing. I thought it was hilarious.
Great intro.
It was.
I thought it
Great
was.
intro.
They took forever, admittedly, dancing to the music.
You have to watch that intro, Sparky, right?
But it was
Okay.
quite amusing. Definitely seeing a different side of Will Ospreay.
There's a lot of you need to watch this, Sparky.
Yeah.
Is that the theme of the show?
Yeah.
Sparky's
it was
messed
very
the
good.
independent scene a bit recently.
It was very good. And at the end of the match, Kip Sabian went to open the umbrella and did the whole Bullet Club thing, which Marty wasn't happy about, was he? And then snapped his fingers. Which we all love from Marty Scale. That match was pretty good, actually. That was a reasonably decent ending to the show.
Yeah, it was a good
You
ending.
were happy to that,
Yeah.
happy with that then.
Yeah,
So
it was
you
good.
left, you left happy. in
Yeah,
that
I
way.
think I mean the way the show went, you had a couple of obviously the opening contest. There was a lot of new talent on there that was fresh. You hadn't seen.
Yeah, they did say that on the commentary as well, that people shouldn't take, new guys, new talent lightly.
That's the trouble though. People look at new talent and if it's not someone they recognise or someone they've seen, they automatically go, "Oh, this won't be that good." But
Exactly.
these guys have got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
When I first saw Will Ospreay many years ago, teaming with Paul Robinson, and he was against Rich Swann, who's now obviously in WWE, and Ricochet. I'd never heard of any of the four guys, and that was match of the night
Yeah.
by far. And when you think the
I
likes
can
of-
imagine that was match of the night.
Yeah.
at the time, none of these guys were known.
No.
And on that same card, you had Jay Lethal, Sonjay Dutt,
Yeah.
the Bucks,
Wow.
Colt Cabana. So you didn't go to see these four guys,
You went to
Right.
see
but those four blew
But you
away.
left thinking, wow, those four guys
Yeah.
were, they really tore the house down. Nice. And their next show was called Lucha Loco, which was like a whole random thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't think you knew who the opponents were for the
Yeah, it
matches
was
and,
random.
and stuff like that. It was really, really random. You had Dan Maloney versus Trent Seven.
Which wasn't a bad match.
It was okay. It was a surprise to see Trent Seven on the card, to be honest.
And losing as well. That was a
Yeah,
surprise.
and losing as well. But they're both of them.
And
Dan
the-
Maloney on the.
He was on the
He was on the
was, yeah,
UK
he was.
tour as
Yeah.
well, yeah. So there you go then. So, I mean, yeah, that was a reasonably decent match. The Golden Opportunity match, I think that's what they called it, which was Mark Haskins, Eddie Dennis, Solo.
Yeah, that was
So
the
that-
extra
yeah.
talented boys, wasn't it? That,
Yeah.
that tag team that came out.
Jim Hunter from the Hunter Brothers was in that match as well.
Yeah.
Kip Sabian and Ricky Starks. That's a pretty good match, but mind you, Mark Haskins wasn't in it to start off with straight away,
No,
was he?
he
He was
just
one of the
came in,
last guys
yeah.
that just came in randomly and ended up winning it. Which is, again, is like Chaos's heir to the throne briefcase. It's like a money in the bank thing. You can cash it in whenever
Cash it
you
in.
want, and you've got so much time to do it. But if you haven't watched it, we'll get to that in a minute. And
Sparky, that's you.
yeah. The Destiny title, which is on the line, which is a Canadian title, I believe.
Okay.
Pete Dunne defending the title against Omari.
Which was quite a good match.
It was quite a good match.
Again, like you said, it's a lot of it's down to who's working with who.
It was a good match, definitely. It was a good match. Dunn gave him credit at the end of it, didn't he? As well, saying that this guy is like the future, blah blah blah, blah blah blah.
He also offered him a title shot for the WWE.
He did.
Title, didn't he?
He did,
At
yeah.
the time when he wants it.
But that was the whole point in like the Loco thing. It was random, so it could have been for the WWE UK title that night, but it wasn't. It was for that Destiny title, which is a Canadian title. I'm not sure what Canadian company it's with, but I'm pretty sure that's where. Maybe it is actually Destiny Wrestling. I don't know. Match of the night, wasn't it? Match of the night. The CZW tag team titles were on the line, which was CCK defending the title against Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis. What a great match that was!
An amazing match. It was really good.
They really took it. They really did. They went everywhere, all over the arena, or whatever the venue. Sorry, not the arena. All over the venue. Weapons here, there.
Just
everywhere.
watching CCK though, their chemistry.
Oh yeah.
Some of their moves were just insane. It was just wow. How did you pull that off?
And they're really coming up, aren't they?
Fletcher and Davis took it and gave back, didn't they?
Well, this is what we're saying, weren't we? That there was a better match that they were in, and this was it. This was the better match that they were in. But this just really shows that like CCK are like right up there right now. Is like one of those top tag teams in the UK.
Oh, definitely.
And everybody wants them.
They're a team that's come from nowhere.
Oh,
to suddenly be this team that everybody wants. And to be honest, you wouldn't. It sounds harsh, but you wouldn't want to book Brooks or Lycos separately.
No, you wouldn't.
If you book one, you want the other. Otherwise, it's
out of the three of them as well, they're the two that tag the better.
Yes.
Taking nothing away from Travis Banks, because Travis Banks is a top athlete as well. But out of the three, if you're going to put two together, they're the two.
Yeah, I think Banks has got a lot of. Singly wise, I think Banks is like extremely good.
Yeah.
Nothing taken away from Brooks and Lycos. I think they do have that better chemistry.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was very, very good. Ospreay versus Spud, 2002.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad match.
I thought it was an alright match as well. I think it
match.
actually gave Spud a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Like, Spud's had like these matches in the past where he's made to look like he doesn't know what he's doing or he's a poor talent in the ring. But I think going up against Will Ospreay, I think it really brought everything out of Spud, of what he's really capable of in the ring. I mean, before he even became, like, going to, when it was TNA, not Global Force.
I just can't stand Spud anyway, so any of his matches I would skip form. I mean, I think he's
when
one
he was
of the
over here,
worst
before he did that British boot camp and he was over here and he was wrestling, he was a reasonably decent guy.
I love the whole Rockstar.
Never could stand him.
He did the whole Rockstar Spud gimmick with the big female bodyguard enforcer gimmick.
Yeah.
Which was, I saw this in Bridport at the Electric Palace. This is how long ago I saw Spud. And that was a Rev Pro show, debut of Mighty Skull. Actually, this is how long ago it was. And he was completely like over as a heel. Completely over. I mean, like Beer getting jumped in the ring and that because they hated him that much.
Wow. I mean, at that time as well, in that boot camp as well, I think he was only picked because he had the better gimmick out of the four of them that there was, and unfortunately, Marty didn't win, did he? But he was Party Marty back then. So good boy, you scrapped that gimmick and you've got something so much better that's taking you to the top of the mountain right now. A sweet fight, which was Martina, the session moth, which I really, really can't stand. Not like I can't stand it. I mean, she is reasonably good. I just can't stand the gimmick. I mean, that was against Drew Parker, which
was just pointless.
It was a pretty pants match, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was sweet, Sparky. So you would have loved that.
Yeah, sweets everywhere, mate.
Very quality that was.
That led on to Chief Deputy Dunn versus B. Priestley in a 3 stages of hell match, which wasn't brilliant until he got to the end, where he put a head in the chair, wasn't it?
He put a chair down, a head,
that was
another
it.
chair, wasn't it?
And then Will Ospreay came out and he was like, "No, don't you dare don't you dare do that to my missus, and bang, you did it anyway. Which has now led to their next big event.
Yeah.
For Dunn versus Ospreay inside a steel cage. Everybody's having a steel cage match. Maybe you should have a steel cage match, Mark.
I tell you what I like. What I do like is the fact that Will Ospreay doesn't hide the fact him and B Priestley are together.
No.
Because there's a lot of people that do that.
Yeah.
And you know, it's everyone. There's so much like you can get so much off the internet nowadays. You know what I mean? There's so much with social media. Everyone knows who's with everyone, and it's so much easier if you just.
Use it
let
to
that
your
be the-
advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? You don't have to take advantage of it. It's just, you know, people know it is, don't try and hide it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you get that with a lot of couples in the WWE, don't they? They try and hide the fact that they're a couple or what.
What, like
But
Cena
we
and
all
Nikki?
know. Yeah, but again, like, they try and hide it on screen, but then if you watch Total Divas,
Everyone knows.
everybody knows, so like, it is completely pointless.
How do you hide it on screen though when you got that WrestleMania moment? Shove it all down our throat. Waste 20 minutes of a WrestleMania when we could have had a decent match. Like, sorry, but no.
Yeah. Next thing it'll be they'll have the wedding at WrestleMania.
Yeah, they will. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
We've had one at SummerSlam before.
Yeah.
Well, we've had plenty of weddings in the WWE. Never go according to plan, but that one would go all the way through. Perfect. Anyway, enough about weddings.
Does that mean WWE was paid for it?
There you go.
Because Travis Banks defended the Lucha title against Jigsaw, which was
It was a very good match.
really good match, I thought.
Yeah, very good.
And then at the end of the match, after he retained his title, Mark Haskins came out, cashed in his golden opportunity, and had like that little bit like they have like when people cash in like the Money in the Bank briefcase and that, and he lasts like minutes if that. And Mark Haskins is your new Lucha champion. So I quite like that myself, being a huge fan of Mark Haskins myself. I quite like that. So
Yeah, no, it was very
I think
good.
that's pretty good,
It was good.
to be honest.
That was probably the probably out of the two was the better pay-per-view that they had.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know what their other one was like running for a wheat field.
We'll have to watch that and
Because that's got Mark Andrews and Pete Dunne and everybody else on there as well. I think even Tyler Bates on that one as well.
quite a big card then.
So yeah, it was a big card. I thought it was on Wednesday for some reason. So there's me waiting there on Thursday morning, and then it's like, no, it's on 9 o'clock on Thursday. So great. Thanks for that. Yeah, I'll get around to watching that at some point. But we must make an effort to get to a Lucha Forever event at some point as well, I think. I think we'll have to do that maybe next time they've got one in Southampton.
I've done the last two in Southampton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take
I
on.
might actually have something to talk about next time.
Yeah. Yes, Sparky, that's right, yeah. But you can watch all that on the Fight TV app, or you can watch it online on the Fight TV website now, which is much better, because like I don't tend to like watching things on my pad and my phone, so yeah, you can watch that online now. So you want to get on there and watch those because they were pretty decent events. Anyway, let's move on to the Q5 with Charleston Hotshot Allen. Ah, this was an interesting Q5. I interviewed him after he had his match with Savvy Sid Scala in Dorchester, which was the last man standing match. So he was pretty sore after his chair shot. He was holding his arm. So let's take you to that right now. It's a really good interview, so see you in a minute. Welcome everybody to another edition of the Q5 with none other than my special guest. It's Charleston Hotshot Allen. Lovely to meet you, my friend.
Yeah, thanks.
How are you feeling?
Beat up.
So, this man has just been through a last man standing match with Savvy Sid Scala. Unfortunately, you come up a bit short, but what a hell of a match you guys had out there. So, let's go on with some questions here. We've got, where did it all start for you as a pro wrestler?
Okay, I trained at Team 3D Academy.
Oh, wow.
In Orlando.
Yeah.
For 6 months in 2012. So that was the best experience of my life.
Oh, I can imagine.
It was fantastic, the best training you'll ever get. Yeah, I can't speak highly enough of that school. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's brilliant. So, who inspired you to be pro wrestling you are today? Hotshot Allen.
So Hard question to answer. There's a few I looked up to when I was watching when I was younger. Mainly loved the Harleys and Dudleys, their rivalry. Mainly Jeff, if I'm honest, Jeff Harley.
I know, I've got to go with you on that one there. Big fan of Jeff Harley myself.
Yeah, they're the main ones. Funny enough, my stepbrother was the one that got me into wrestling.
Oh, right.
When I was younger, he'd always have it on the telly when I'd go around, and yeah, he got me into it really.
That's nice though. So, what do you think your plans are for the future?
To feel better. really damaged my shoulder in that match, so I'll focus on getting that better. And then see where we go from there.
Awesome. Dream match. Anybody, anywhere, for anybody. It's a hard one because it absolutely gets everybody on this It really does.
On the spot. Such a hard dream match. I can't answer it. I don't know.
I've got him. I've got a hot shot.
Stop me.
Speechless.
Stop me. Yeah, no, I couldn't give you one. Can't do it. Not on the spot.
Not on the spot. Not on the spot. What is your top highlight career? Last question so far.
Top highlight of my career so far? That is a tough one. Probably challenging for the UPW title so far. That's the biggest one. That was a big one. Yeah. Well, I've been doing shows, of course. But again, my training at Dudley's was probably the funnest thing I've done. The hard workout, the respect they teach you. Just teaching you the ways of everything. It's amazing. That's probably my highlight, is my training.
Oh, it would be. But training with the Dudleys, that's something that I don't think you'll ever.
You can't do.
I'd ever beat that.
No, absolutely, because just the way they treat you is amazing. The head trainer Dan Carr, he's fantastic. They train you as an athlete first, and then a professional wrestler. So they get you in shape. Strongest, the longest. That's the team freedom motto.
Fantastic. Wow, lovely. Well, thank you very much for coming on to my Q5. I've been your host, Hal Andrews. This has been Charleston Hotshot Allen. I shall see you next time. Okay, welcome back. So there was your Q5 with Charleston Hotshot Allen. Very, very interesting interview. Had no idea that he'd been trained in the Dudley Boys Academy.
Wow.
I thought that was really, really surprising, to be honest, as well.
Whilst he was training there, Chris Melendez was training with him, the guy from Impact.
Oh, the guy with the one leg?
One leg from the army, yeah. He trained with him at the same time.
Oh, wow. Well, that was really, really good. Very interesting Q5 there from Charleston Hotshot Allen. The man that he thinks that he is number one and you are all number none. So the next time I got a Q5 is a really long Q5. And I was really, really, really excited to have this one, but it's with Harlan Bravado. And it goes on for about just over 10 minutes. He really loved my questions and he really wanted to express his story as well. So that's really, really good. So in our August episode, you want to be tuning in for that one because it's probably the best Q5 I've had. And first international star on my Q5. One of the guys that's probably done the most in the business so far. So that was pretty good. But also we're gonna Q5 Mark right now as well.
Cheers.
Yeah, why not? So
go for it.
yeah, let's go for it. I got my cards right here. We'll modify some of these. What we'll do is we'll talk about these as a promoter side.
Okay.
So where did it all begin for you in UPW? Where did you start with that?
UPW, well actually we relaunched with a Too Cool show in Yeovil 2.5 years ago. But prior to that we actually did a year's worth of promoting smaller shows around sort of Dorchester, Weymouth area. Very strong learning curve. Was actually privileged though to have Jay White, now currently of Ring of Honor New Japan, do several shows for us. At that time, when he was starting out over here from New Zealand. But it actually started with a couple of charity shows. Prior to that, we ran a couple of charity shows. There was a group of about 5 or 6 of us put a couple of charity shows on. and then we made the decision from there that it wasn't going to be charity shows anymore. We needed to go to the next level.
Yeah.
It actually split the group quite a lot, and ended up with a couple of us actually going in and financing to go forward, a couple deciding that they were going to help out but not finance, and someone leaving the group completely. But yeah, we did a year's worth of kind of just promoting shows, not under any particular banner, and then we went full hog with UPW.
Wow.
Right.
Question 2 then. Who has inspired you to be the promoter you are today?
Tough one. You know what? I'll tell you what. I wanted to promote since day one of me being a fan of wrestling. You know, bear in mind the first event I watched was WrestleMania 7, and from then onward, the whole glitz and glamour I wanted to promote from there. But I actually first got into independent wrestling through Klondike Kate and Justin Starr, refereeing at a holiday camp.
That's where it all starts, isn't it, in holiday camps?
Yeah, I refereed at a holiday camp. I literally came down to help set up the ring one weekend. The following weekend I was told you're refereeing, had no experience refereeing. Then went into wrestle, did a couple of years wrestling, but always it was about promoting shows. So there wasn't really anybody that made me want to promote. It was just the fact that I knew from day one I wanted to promote, but I knew to promote I wanted to know everything behind the scenes first. So I wanted to know how to set a ring up, I wanted to know how to referee, I wanted to know how to wrestle. I wanted to work holiday camp shows so that I could get experience of the audience and that. And then, like I said, promoting first year was a huge financial impact, a huge financial loss, but that was all about learning. And still now, 2.5 years in,
Still learning today as well.
Still learning what a crowd wants, where to work, and all that.
That's good.
Excellent.
Sparky, before you ask the question, could you do me one little favour?
Yeah.
Could you put Shelley on the floor?
Yeah.
And let him walk around a bit. That's right, my tortoise. An exclusive AWT member here, my tortoise. Love it. He'll just walk around. He's trying to get out. He wants freedom, but it's raining outside, so he'll only go and hide somewhere in a bush.
So, question number 3, Mark. What are your plans for the future for UPW?
I've actually toyed with the idea of actually going full time with it. At the moment, the idea is I'm looking towards probably running 10 shows a year, 1 a month with a couple of months break. Several different venues. At the moment, it's finding new venues is the one, and finding new areas. We do a lot around like the Yeovil, Wincanton, Weymouth, Dorchester area. So now I think we need to expand probably out towards Bournemouth, Poole area, just to give us a better scope, so that we're not booking shows on top of areas that we already work. So we're kind of spreading out a bit, which gives us more advantage. So yeah, going forward, I want to concentrate on the UK guys a lot more. You know, I book a lot of UK guys as it is, and it's giving opportunities to new talent in the UK that we haven't seen in UPW. But then still using those decent imports and still having those blockbuster couple of shows a year. What I don't want to do, I don't want to be all dependent on imports.
No.
I want to actually depend on the UK guys and bring these imports in as a special attraction for our regular fans.
Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it, really? It's all about the UK, isn't it? So we're here in the UK, we want to be pushing our UK guys.
That's the thing, you know, it's all well and good, you know, a lot of promoters in the past have brought over loads of imports, and now those same promoters are now using more UK guys. Because the UK talent scene, the UK talent scene at the moment is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge, there's lots of talented guys, but it's not just about using those talented guys, it's about not overusing them. Because there's certain people on the UK scene that I probably wouldn't bring to UPW, purely because at the moment they're everywhere. And it's just like, you need to bring someone that's not been in this area that people want to travel to see.
Someone fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than just saying, oh, this guy, well, they've been here, there and everywhere. there's no point in me travelling to UPW to see them, because not very long they'll be on the doorstep.
Yeah.
Right,
Wander around, isn't he?
I'm just going to move my phone and wallet in case. I don't know if your tour was pickpockets.
He'll try. He'll try. If you could book a dream match with UPW, let's say solely based on UK guys.
Yep.
If you could book a dream match, unless you've already booked your dream match.
I haven't already booked it.
He's on the road. He's coming.
Seriously, he's like going after my wallet. Anyway, take all that. There's lots of contacts in that phone. I need it. Well, first off, I almost did book my dream match, but it wasn't just with a UK guy. It was an import as well. Originally, I wanted the Cody Rhodes match in Taunton to be against Marty Skill.
Oh right, okay.
Which was only unfortunate because Marty was abroad at the time. And that would have actually turned out being Bullet Club versus Bullet Club.
That could have been a hell of a match. Just a match out of respect.
You know, the match with Joseph Connors that Cody Rhodes had. Looking back on some of the photos, you can actually see the whole locker room actually emptied, and all the guys from the locker room were actually up on the balcony to watch that match.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
But I think also, you know, with regards to dream match, I think Bram versus Matt Riddle was completely off the cuff.
That was
Off the tee.
Amazing.
But I think, you know, if you book Marty Score on any matches, I think you're looking at one of your best matches, regardless from the level of talent he is at the moment. Dream match UK. I don't know at the moment, if I'm honest. I think, you know, bringing in the likes of CCK will be a hell of a match. You know, the likes of Mark Haskins coming in will bring hell of matches.
All coming in the future.
And I don't think yet. I think at the moment the match I've had so far, which I think was up there, was Marty Skull versus Dirty Dick Riley.
Oh yeah.
They put Dirty Dick Riley on the map as far as UPW is concerned. And then other than that, I think Big Grizzly and Unique Jake McCluskey. You know what I mean? That stepped. You saw, you know, Jake going from his tag team roots that he'd been doing at UPW to this new unique character, if you like. And his matches with Harlem Bravado. You know,
that was very good as well.
So I've had some dream matches already. Going back to the first year, I think Colt Cabana versus Mike Skull in Yeovil was an amazing comedy match. But you know, we've had some amazing contenders for dream matches, I think, already. But you know, hopefully there's more in the pipeline.
Hopefully, yeah. So, last question then. What's the highlight of your career as a promoter so far?
Highlight of my career.
Well, he's kind of already answered some of that. Last question.
Yeah, well, I think one of probably my highlight is Marty Skull for me, because he was the first ever UPW champion. You know, he won the triple threat match in Yeovil against Josh Bodum and Chris Masters.
Yeah.
Won the title, first champion, and to see, like, for me, it's very. Yeah, I saw Marty a few weeks ago up at Rev Pro, and to know that he still looks out for UPW dates to see if he's available and wants to come back to UPW, despite where he is now, to me is like the fact he was the first UPW champion. The great promo we had after his Dirty Dick Riley match, where he endorsed UPW, and the fact he still wants to come and work for us. I think that's my highlight. You know, if you've got someone of Marty Skull's talent, you know, a fan from the audience shouting, "We want you in WWE," and he saying, "I don't need to be in WWE, I'm in UPW."
Yeah.
What more can I want?
I don't think I'd want to see him in WWE, to be honest, because that would mean, well, not, or it'd be like the end of him, and we wouldn't see him again.
I don't think he would go there.
I hope he wouldn't.
He's quite high now anyway, isn't he?
Do you think he'd like do something like an AJ Styles? He'd run this independent scene for so many years until he gets to the point where he's like, I've done it all apart from there now, and that's it. And then AJ's decided, I'm going to go there now. Is like, that's got to be almost now towards the end of his career now.
I think it's all to do with wrestlers that one big chance at Mania. You always dream of being at Mania. So, you saying about the independent, I think he could run it easily for the next 10 years, but then will it always be that one big chance at Mania? Like you say, to do with AJ, because that's what he wants now.
Because I mean, like, the one thing I imagine probably Marty would want to do as well is to do, like, New Japan's biggest event.
Well, when you look at, if you compare AJ Styles and Marty, look at age-wise, there's over 10 years age gap between them.
Yeah.
So, AJ's been in WWE, what, a couple of years now?
Yeah.
So, he didn't go in the WWE until he was until he was 40.
That's what I mean. He rode that independent scene for so long.
Marty's not turned 30 yet.
Wow.
He's still got a lot to do yet.
And you look at also, it's not just Marty, you look at the Young Bucks. Young Bucks have turned down WWE time and time again. Because at the moment, why WWE is a very strict regime. It's very, you know, it's a lot of work. It's continuous. You know, you have to make your way to. A lot of these guys have to. The lower card guys have to make their own way to the venues.
Yeah.
They have to hire cars.
I think they all do now, don't they? They don't use like
Unless you're a
anymore.
Cena or someone like that.
Yeah.
They all do now. It's crazy.
They all carpool, don't they?
They all carpool, and so like on the independent scene, it might sound different. It might sound like, yes, the WWE, you got a guaranteed downside. So you have an amount of money you'll make every year, regardless of how many shows you work. That's great, but if you're a person that actually wants to be out there wrestling, then there's no better place than the Indies. Because on the independent scene, you pick who you work for, when you work for. If you want to take a week off, you take a week off.
Yeah.
You know, but if you don't want to, that's the best opportunity to work as many promotions as you want in as many different countries as you want, and against an opponent you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is why I think as well, independent wrestling is becoming more of the highlight of wrestling than the WWE at the moment. You look at the WWE ratings, you look at like people's reactions with the WWE shows at the moment. Our reactions earlier to most of the shows are like, really? It's becoming like rather shocking these days, and a lot of us would rather sit there, turn on the Fight TV and watch Lucha Forever and everything else on there, or downloading or signing up to, you know, VOD Your Fight site, or even some of the other ones have even got some of their own ones.
Well, how many of us now, without the WWE network being $9.99, how many of us now would actually go and order WrestleMania or the Rumble for £20? None of us would now. They've taken it down to that level that because it's so easier to do it on a thing, they don't have the impact they used to have.
Anyway, so yeah, thank you very much, Mark, for that nice little Q5 there. That's Q5 in the studio. Don't get that very often. Anyway, let's move on to some upcoming events. Let's take you to the upcoming events that I talked about earlier, and then we'll be back in the studio and talk about what we're doing for the rest of, well, for August. So, we'll see you in a bit. So let's move on to some upcoming events that's going on in August around the UK. Start off with Pro Wrestling Chaos that have got an event. It's on the 19th of August. It's called Unleashed. It's in Bristol, as always. They have got their first ever steel cage match. It's going to be a 6-man tag steel cage match. Team Hate versus the Brotherhood. Very, very interesting show right there. Fight Nation TV tapings for their show it's in the Fight Nation Studios in Eastbourne on the 12th of August. Should be very interesting, I believe. Marty Skrull makes his return to Fight Nation. It's going to be good. Rev Pro live at the Cockpit 19 in London on the 6th of August. Also Summer Sizzler 2017 on the 17th of August in London. And live in Portsmouth, Rev Pro, on the 27th of August. That's in Portsmouth as well, so that's going to be 3 great events there from Rev Pro. Now, Progress Wrestling, in August, they've not actually got any events going on in the UK, not until September, but they have got 2 events going on in the USA. So, they've got Progress Wrestling, and it's New York City, Progress Wrestling, on the 12th of August, and then on the next day, on the 13th of August, they are in Boston, which is completely sold out. But the other one isn't. So if you fancy going all the way to the USA for Progress Wrestling, Go for it. Lucha Forever. Lucha Live 6 in Manchester. That's on the 29th of August, but it is sold out. And also there is a whole load of Getting Over. That's in Birmingham on the 31st of August. As I mentioned earlier, you're going to have that cage match between Chief Deputy Dunn and Will Ospreay. Check out on the Fight TV network of what was going on and what unfolded for it to be even coming to that match anyway. Torquay Wrestling, they've got an event on in Paignton on the 13th of August, and then back in Torquay again on the 27th of August. IPW UK got a cracking event as well. That's on in Swanley, and that's on the 20th of August as well. Also, of course, IPW UK now partners with Fight Nation. Hope Wrestling 4th anniversary show on the 4th of August in Nottinghamshire. Evolution 49, Look At Me Now, which is in Sheffield on the 12th of August. So that's going to be a couple of great events there from Hope Wrestling. And LCW Leicester Championship Wrestling, they've got an event called Knockout. It's in Leicester on the 5th of August. They've got some great people on there as well. And last one that I got here, this is a great one, this is CPW, Cornish Pro Wrestling, are having a Wrestling Fun Day in Woodhaven, and that's on the 6th of August. Now, one reason why I'm mentioning this one is because the UPW Heavyweight Championship will be on the line, and it's Dirty Dick Riley defending the title against PJ Jones. So, that's going to be a great one. I've got to know a few people that are going to that. Unfortunately, AWT can't make it to that one. But it's going to be a great event. So, there are your upcoming events.
Number one, you're number none. 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 Number one, you're number nine. 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 Number one, you're number nine.
Welcome back. So there was some of your upcoming events for the UK in August. Plenty of companies going on there, doing some great events. So let's talk about some of the ones that we're doing, that we've got coming up. Obviously, UPW. We've got plenty of UPW coming up. Our next one for UPW is called Unique. We are in Wincanton on the 12th of August. Quickly, you can buy your tickets on www.upwuk.bigcartel.com.
Or you can get one online.
Yeah, or you can buy them on the night. Either way, we've got a lovely card here. Got a great card going on. We got Drake versus Eddie Ryan. It's going to be another debut there for UPW as well. We're always having debuts in UPW, aren't we?
Well, that's the thing at the moment. I want to give the fans what I want is from a fan point of view. I don't want them to come to UPW and just go, it's the same faces every show, it's the same matches every show, because it doesn't give you a reason to come. I want there to be a reason to arrive at UPW knowing that fresh faces, and to steal life for WWE, anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we got that as a debut as well, plus another debut in Little Miss Roxy. She'll be facing Connie Steele. I'm returning Connie Steele. I haven't seen Connie Steele for a while.
Yeah, exactly, so that would be good. And the Wincanton fans haven't seen any of those two, so
No.
it'll be good.
No. The Brothers Orr will be taking on Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks coming back again after their complete domination last time at All Roads Lead to Glory.
I was going to say that's going to be a very tough opponent for the Brothers Orr, the Hard Knocks.
It'll be nice seeing Hard Knocks against a tag team, not just one individual, to see how they...
Oh yeah, of course, because Charleston didn't want to wrestle, did he?
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
true.
so.
It'd be interesting to see what they're like against the better tag team.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a very, very interesting match. Josh Bowden versus Lord Gideon Gray.
Oh, this could be match of the night for
I
Really?
agree.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah. I think Bowden, he's improved so much. Gideon's always good to watch. So yeah, this could be my match of the night.
Again, this is a return for Josh Bowden. We haven't had Josh Bowden since Live by the Sword.
No, he did the second anniversary. Did he do the second anniversary?
No.
No, he didn't.
No.
Live by the Sword, and he was up against the Legion of Lords.
Yes,
and
he was
his
with Chris Andrews.
and his mystery partner was Chris Andrews.
Yeah.
So there you
So
go.
this is a fitting match, isn't it? Really? So yeah. Mr. Booker over here.
So almost a year in the making.
Yeah. And our main event will be for the UPW Heavyweight Championship. It will be Dirty Dick Riley defending the title against Unique, Jake McCluskey, a well-deserving #1 contender.
Yes.
We all agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I think seeing his matches with his victories over Grizzly over Harlem Bravado, and
Even
his match with
Riddle,
Matt Riddle.
Riddle.
But obviously, you've always got. We've given Jay McCluskey the opportunity this time, but then going forward, we're going to need a new #1 contender. So that's going to have to be discovered. And also, it might seem like a long time ago, but Yeston Reese is still owed a title shot.
He is still owed a title shot, so he could turn up at any time. You never know when he turns up. He will just turn
He
up.
makes an impact when he does.
He
That's
does
for
make an
certain.
impact
The
when he
last
turns
time
up.
at Wincanton, wasn't it? He turned
That
up.
was correct.
That was
So-
correct. Yeah, playtime is over, which
Yeah.
will be available very soon for those of you that have been waiting a while. So yeah, I mean, that's a great card that we've got going on there. Our next event after that will be in Street, which is at the.
At Strode College.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
Strode College Sports Centre.
That event's called Arrival. It's on the 15th of September. A new venue and lots of debuts coming as well on that one as well. Keep your eyes out on the announcements, which I think announcements will start popping up after Wincanton.
Yes, they will. Well, hopefully matches will start being announced actually before.
Oh.
Ooh, you heard it here first.
Because if you look at the poster, there's a certain Chris Brooks on there.
Oh yeah, you got Chris Brooks and Kip Sabian on there as well.
And normally when you see a Chris Brooks, you sometimes see a wolf hanging around.
Ooh.
There you go.
Could see a CCK here in UPW. That would be really cool. Very looking forward to seeing what the announcements will be. So that's going to be interesting. That's like one of our main lot of work that we do here on Andrew's Wrestling Talk. You'll be able to, like I said, buy your tickets on Big Cartel. Plus, you can watch your full shows as well on VOD, your fight site. And also, UPW free match or free fight Friday as well. Which, as today is Saturday, yesterday was the free match, which was Jake versus Big Grizzly at Warzone. Thanks to me and Ben for the footage, me putting it together. Yeah, we're going to try to bring you a free match every 2 weeks, just to build up, if you haven't been to UPW before, of what some of these guys are like.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's definitely a very good idea. Another event that we're going to as well, which will be Big League Wrestling Revolution, which is on the 20th of August. Now, quickly, before we go on about what some of the matches are here, you've decided to step down from senior referee.
Yeah, I told the president of Big League Wrestling, Lewis, that I no longer felt I could continue in my role as chief referee there. But I have said to him I'll explain my reasons behind it, and I have invited him to Wincanton.
Yes, and he has replied and said he will be at Wincanton as well.
I've invited him to Wincanton, and I'll tell him face to face my reasonings behind.
Interesting.
You want to be in Wincanton if you want to see what's going to be going on there. That's going to be very interesting. But the card that we've got there for Big League as well, we've got Dick Riley versus Savvy Sid Scala. Which, admittedly, I know I'm wearing his t-shirt, but, you know, I think he's probably going to take a bit of a pasting.
Yeah, I can't say anything else.
UPW champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw that in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Cheap luck.
The tag team titles will be on the line. The Brothers All will finally get their shot at some gold against Team GB, the Grizzly Bastards.
I'm a bit allergic to gold though, TV.
Yeah, well...
So.
And they are facing two of the biggest men in the UK scene at the moment.
Dave Mastiff and Big
boys.
Grizzly.
So,
Yeah.
Good luck, TVA.
Yeah, good luck, boys. See if you can actually walk out with some gold. Carl Atlas has got a hardcore invitational. You know, I don't quite know what to expect from that, and like who we're going to expect to see. So
I think we might see a Psycho one on that one.
Psycho's going up against Jake.
Match, isn't he?
Oh, so he's
Yeah.
So he'll be in the hardcore
okay.
match.
Yeah.
So I've missed that one completely somehow.
Maybe you should have watched it.
Oh! Comments from UPW management now.
Yeah, Jake's going up against Psycho, which personally I think could be, you know, again another great match from Jake
Yeah, it could be.
with his like top knot matches. Your phone keeps going off. Spike.
I
What
know,
are you
it's
doing, mate?
I don't even know who it is.
Yeah, with his like top matches that are going on at the moment, I think that one could be
It could be.
a top match there. Chris Andrews versus Josh Bowden.
Now that could be a very good match.
Yeah, I think that's going to still the
That's
show for me. that
very
one.
contrasting styles, if you like.
Yes.
With Chris being the big powerhouse. Yeah, Josh can quite easily. He can go aerial if he needs to. I think probably against Chris he's going to need to do that.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
I mean, Chris Andrews needs to watch his back with Eddie Ryan. Apparently, Eddie he's got a front row seat for that night as well after the attack at Plymouth Wrestling Association, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Chris Andrews turned up with a Big League t-shirt on and everything as well, and attacked him with a chair. So, rivalry brewing, building up there in Big League Wrestling, and of course you've got your main event, which is Jack Swagger to go against Hannah Bravado.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on that one, I've got to admit.
I think we'll have a good match, like both of them being American wrestlers.
Yeah.
As well, I think the matchup itself is going to be a really, really good match. But like I said last time, the look of Jack Swagger these days is so poor. Like, he looks like an MMA fighter. Yeah, he looks like he's wearing gym wear, and that just doesn't give the match a good enough look.
I think
to me.
you could look at it though two ways, because I don't think WWE probably used Swagger as well as they could have. And
No.
so if you put two wrestlers together, which these two guys are, it might surprise you how good the match actually is.
Oh yeah, I think the match will be one of the best matches of the night. I really do.
Yeah, and I think Harlan, he's just improving every show, isn't he, Harlan?
Oh,
So
I
I
love
think it's a
Harlan. I
massive
think
step
he's
up for
brilliant.
him as well, and he could take his shot and.
I just feel because Jake beat Harlem at the last Big League show.
No, that was UPW show, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beat Harlan at UPW.
I'm caught, mate.
Can't get the staff.
Oh my God! Right, okay. Well, still.
Harlan defeated Grizzly at the last.
Actually, he
at
might
the
have
last
been
Big
cleaning the
League show.
bins when that match was on. Two bins wasn't there on the floor, so maybe he was doing that job.
Harlan defeated Grizzly at the last Big League event.
Okay.
You remember he threw him over the barricade?
That was, yeah.
Yeah.
Big Grizzly couldn't get back into the ring in time. It was a count out.
See, we were just in really bad spots though, because you guys were over there, and where we were, because former AWT member Rich had put us near the barricade because of Jamie's cake incident.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe I just missed that match completely.
Maybe you just forget everything, Sparky. Do you know?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe you didn't watch it, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you just wasn't watching it. Admittedly, it wasn't the greatest of big league events. The venue wasn't the best venue that they've been in at all. I'm pretty sure Lewis is not using that venue again. So, mind you, I'd like to know what's actually happening with that show. I would have thought it could have gone up. He would have put it up on maybe the Fight Network, even if he wasn't charging for it. He still could have put it up there for free. People still would have watched it. It's not even available on DVD or anything either, so I don't know what he's planned to do with that, because, like I've said to you before as well, like Chris Andrews left a statement, didn't he, as well? So, if he wasn't there, you wouldn't know.
True. I wasn't there by the sound of it anyway.
And I mean, like, and Bruce with his new gimmick, Big Country, as I've seen. I mean, him and Dick Riley lost to the Brothers Or, thanks to Jake, that came out on the stage. So
there was a post yesterday that the Bruce is going to be doing the commentary.
yes, yeah, I did see that as well. Yeah, Big Country Bruce.
So that'll be interesting.
He's going to be on with it's Joey Hayes, isn't it? Their commentator. Is it Joe
I
Hayes?
think so.
No, Josh.
Josh Hayes.
Josh Hayes.
Yeah.
Josh.
Because
Sorry.
obviously, normally, Harlan Bravado
Yeah.
is commentary.
Well, he's not going to. Mind you, he did commentary and wrestled the last time as well. So.
Well, yeah, but maybe he's thinking someone like Jack Swagger needs a bit more
Focus.
focus and preparation for the match.
Yeah. So we'll be at that one as well. That's at the Exeter Pavilion?
Corn
No, Exchange, sorry, not the Pavilion, that's Exeter. Corn Exchange in Exeter. And then their next event as well, which is caused
Grand Slam.
things going on here as well, is Grand Slam, which is the return of the Big League Heavyweight Champion Alberto El Patron
And he will
on
be
the 26th of November.
You will be here.
Yeah, he will be there as like the posts have gone up and that. I think that his charges have been dropped or whatever and stuff like that, isn't it?
Well, no charges were filed. By all accounts.
Oh right, yeah. You see now, there's so many different stories that go around about that whole thing, but we'll talk about that in a minute actually. But that's in Yeovil, Westlands. So that's going to be interesting.
My old stomping ground.
Old stomping ground. Lewis taking over here, taking something away. Yeah, so that's the events that we've got going on. We did have some events going on. We had, well, it was meant to be a Fight Nation event.
Has that been
It was
pulled?
supposed to be on
Yeah.
the 16th.
It has been pulled.
On the 13th of August,
Yeah.
it's meant to be.
Oh no, first
It's been pulled.
13th of August, sorry.
It was a night after Wincanton.
Yeah, that's right. And apparently it's still on their Facebook page as well. Now, you
That's
were
not
told
bad.
that it wasn't happening.
I had
wasn't it?
confirmation from the Fight Nation person on Facebook that it was not going to happen, and they are back in November.
Which is a shame, really, because obviously, you know, we're in the summer holidays and that. You would have thought that
Massive
at least
gap.
Fight Nation would have brought something down because it's in the pavilion and, you know, being on the seafront and whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to be there. I mean, it's different with us with UPW because
Yeah, I think
we've got loads of stuff going on still, haven't we? Where Fight Nation haven't got a massive lot going on. They seem to be focusing on their TV tapings in the Fight Nation studio, where we the guys have to work to a blank canvas.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised that Fight Nation aren't doing Weymouth in August, because I've not been daft. Location-wise, where we are slightly outside of Weymouth, it's not great. It's not that it's not a great venue, because it's a nice venue. It's just location-wise isn't great.
Yeah.
But the pavilion, on the seafront, where everyone can see it, summer holidays, you've got people down here on holiday. If you're running a show like on a Thursday night, you'll get people in. But there's obviously a reason Fight Nation chose not to put a show on. But you know what I mean. You would have thought that because it's been on their Facebook page for quite a while. You would have thought that they planned the event a long time ago, that they would have gone ahead, but they've obviously got their reasons.
Yeah, it's probably more to do with the fact that they're doing TV tapings and whatnot. So, plus there's other stuff with Fight Nation going on, which we'll talk about in a minute as well. We were meant to be going to Strike Wrestling, which was like the debut of a rebranded show, which used to be South Coast, that turned into Strike. That was on the 23rd of July. We got there, we queued after a nice meal and drink, and it got cancelled at the last minute because of problems with the ring. Even though with all the stuff that's gone on their page and stuff like that, apparently they were happy with the ring being raised. But the guy that owned the ring wasn't happy with the ring being raised. But, one of these wouldn't go amiss. Tape measure to measure your ring and make sure that you're going in there and you can fit it in there right. It's a rookie mistake to go to a venue and have not checked the venue out first. Maybe there was reasons, around that, of the reasons why they couldn't get in there, or none of them had time to go down there and check it out, or whatever. I don't know.
There's obviously, like I said, there's obviously reasons. At the end of the day, one of your fundamental things is to make sure your ring fits in the building. But as far as they were concerned, obviously from Strike's point of view, maybe they were under the impression the ring did fit. Because from what I've been told, it was only one corner that needed to be raised, not the whole ring.
Yeah, but then the ring would have been like this.
But I think that was to level it out to actually, because of the area that it was being put on. So from their point of view, they may have thought, well, that's fine, it's not a problem. They got a company in to do the ring job. The person that owns that ring was like, I don't believe it's safe. What you got to think, at the end of the day, the person who owns the ring, they've got insurance on that ring as well. So if they don't feel it's safe, it's not only protecting the wrestlers that are in the ring, it's also the fans at ringside. And so, if that person was to lose their insurance policy because of it, then that's probably their livelihood, their way of them making money. So, you've kind of got to take it from both points of view. Strike, obviously disappointed, the fans are upset, they've travelled all the way there. Strike have lost a lot of money through that show, because the wrestlers are not going to turn up and not want to get paid. It's not the wrestlers' fault.
Exactly.
So, it is a catch-22, and you kind of, to me personally, if it happens, it happens. It's one of those things. Just be open, honest with the fans. Tell them what's going on. Fans in general, if you've got talent that can't turn up for various reasons, if you have to pull events for various reasons, which we've had to personally in the past. Yeah. Because the venues we've been promised that we could use have suddenly turned around and said we can't use them. We've had to pull in international talent when Cody couldn't do the shows in January and to bring it back. To me, all it's about is just be open and honest with your fans. Mm-hmm. If you're open and honest with your fans will believe in you. They'll trust your word because they know you're honest with them, and they'll
they were pretty open and honest with the fans, weren't they? Really, to be honest, it's not like they were hiding the fact that the guy wasn't happy putting.
Yeah, they were open and honest with the fans at the venue, but I think also you need to put a public statement out.
Well, actually saying that with a public statement, Josh Bodham's just put out a public statement. Would you like to say what this is, Dom?
Yes, he said that it's not a real secret that he's always been a part of Strike, but now he's taken 100% control of the company. And his statement was, no more stupid decisions with venues, ring jobbers and idiots. You want the best for the business. So he is taking control of it, and we'll put announcements of venues and dates shortly.
I mean, it's a shame really, because I mean, it's not the first time something had been cancelled with them. We were supposed to go last time, weren't we? And we were cancelled the day before because again they couldn't get hold of the guy that was holding the venue, and there was problems with that as well. So they had to cancel a show before that as well. I think that was again down to venue, which caused them to rebrand and try new venues and such and such and such and such.
But this is what you want. What you need is you want a statement to the fans to say, look, this is, hold your hands up, say, look, this is what's happened in the past. There's probably more than one person that's been running the show, and so things have gone awry. You know, you don't know one who booked the venue or all the venues and stuff like that. You know, and it is about making sure that Josh has done exactly the right thing. You know, he's come out, public statement, say, look, yeah, things have gone wrong. I'm taking full control. It's all down to me to control it and make sure everything's right, and that's what you want.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a really good move from Josh Bowden.
And don't forget, they have offered people who went last time free meet and greet for the next.
They have, and they've actually refunded everyone as well. Even if you didn't want the refund, they've still refunded you. Because I just automatically got the refund back.
Same.
And then they put the statement up saying that everybody will get a free meet and greet. Wow, I'm happy with that.
But that's the best option is to refund people, because you can turn around and go, actually, rather than refunding people, what we'll do is next time, you know, you can come to the next show, but don't just assume people are going to come. If you give them a refund, people know, okay, you've messed up, but I've got my money back, so at least you're not trying to just get away with it. You know what I mean?
So we'll try again. We shall try again with Strike Wrestling and see what happens.
Will it be strike free and out?
It could be strike free and out. So,
you know, I've got, obviously Josh is coming back to us with Canada. I've actually got Josh booked for the rest of the year.
Oh right, okay.
And I've had exchanges with him, and you know, I mean, if he wants to go forward with it, I'll fully support him, and if he wants any advice.
Yeah, and we're always here, and we as well. Yeah. If anybody needs any help with like literally anything, I mean, we'll do anything. We'll go in there and help set up chairs or ring and whatever. You know, even postering and flying.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which is another one thing that everybody should do, and that's get out there and poster and flyers. I mean, we're doing that as well, aren't we? We're going to do one for street as well, so should be good. So yeah, that's that. Let's hope they can get back on their feet. Alright, let's move on to the one thing I always love to do, and that is the cool and uncool wall. So last month for the cool and uncool wall, it was Great Balls of Fire a good name for a pay-per-view? No, I thought it was a terrible name for a pay-per-view, and yeah, that was my view on that.
It's grown a little, but still it's not.
You can't change your mind now.
It's grown a little, but it's
can't
still
change
not
your mind
cool.
now.
So I'll tell you what, it's one of the hardest things to actually come up with is names for shows. And I think what you want to do actually is do what WWE do, and actually just go with right. We've got these names for shows, and just keep.
I mean, they've got like hundreds of names that they've got for shows. Like Great Balls of Fire, just.
But no, but I mean, like with your WrestleMania, your SummerSlam, your Survivor Series, your Royal Rumble, they're the same time every year, in the same kind of time, and they haven't changed the name of them.
No.
You mean you might have a sub name for it, but you've always had the same name, so everyone knows it's SummerSlam.
They've nowadays like those 4 big events nowadays have got like you said, they've got like an extra bit to go with it. Like SummerSlam was like the thrill of the summer or something like that.
I mean, it's January is always the Rumble. You know, WrestleMania is the week before, the week after the Super Bowl. SummerSlam's always middle of the summer, and Survivor Series the end of the year. You know, November.
November. It's the Thanksgiving Day tradition.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had counted the votes on Great Balls of Fire. Was it a good name? And finally, something's come back as uncool. So it gets to go up on the uncool side of the wall. It's about time something started getting up on the uncool side of the wall. It's getting rather full. Might have to start making myself a new one. No, Mark, you're not on there.
Should that be the next one? Is GP management cool or uncool?
Yeah, not UPW itself, UPW management. No, we won't get that. And the next sign for the cool and uncool wall. I think this one might go split down the middle, although I know what you're all going to say when I say it. But our next one for the cool and uncool wall is Grado.
Wow.
Are we talking
Yes.
new Grado or old Grado? Or the Grado that's
Well,
used everywhere, or the
Grado
ICW transport?
No, the Grado that is used everywhere, because that's the gimmick he does use when he does any independent shows.
Any appearances at weddings?
Yeah, and appearances at weddings, and in GWF or GFW, sorry. Yeah, not in ICW, because that's very different.
No, ICW now he's gone a bit more
He's here.
straight-laced. Which is
So,
interesting. It'd be interesting to see how it goes.
I've been watching bits of it. I don't review ICW because when you watch it on the Fight Network, it's so far behind. It's like watching Raw and SmackDown on the WWE Network. It's like a month behind itself. So it's kind of hard to review something like that.
I don't think you can review everything.
No, and you can't review everything. No, otherwise I'd be here all day. But yeah, that's going to be our next one. Is Grado. Any votes already? I'm going to put it down as uncool myself.
Yeah, so my uncool for me.
Uncool for
He's
me.
your favourite wrestler, Sparky.
No, Jerry Ryan's mine.
I tell you what, with regards to Grado, the coolest thing I saw was Brown wearing a Grado.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That's quite, yeah.
Yeah, that was I didn't know you could buy them. Grado
I don't know,
Mumbanks.
Grado might not own one anymore.
Oh dear. Anyway, well, I'll be posting that up on social media. Get your votes in on that one through the month. Is Grado cool or uncool? So, some news. Let's quickly go to SummerSlam. So, like SummerSlam, we've got that huge Fatal 4-Way.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's probably got to be like one of the matches of the night.
Yeah, easily.
With Reigns, Joe, Strowman and Lesnar. Like I said, I reckon Lesnar will get taken out very early on, so they'll just end up having a triple threat match instead for most of the match to make the match longer, so it looks like Lesnar's been in a longer match. But I still think he'll walk out with the belt. Although, apparently he's got a UFC fight coming up.
In November, I've heard.
So he may drop the title.
That's around that's around Survivor Series.
Yeah,
He's around Survivor Series,
I've
yeah.
heard that they may. They're not sure yet. I'm not sure on that one.
They're like, I've still heard that like they're still going to go with him and Reigns at WrestleMania. For WrestleMania 34.
Yeah.
And if that is the main event for WrestleMania 34, I'm glad I'm not going.
But is that not the same, what they're doing with Reigns, the same as they've done with Cena?
Pretty much, yeah.
Because Cena has just been, no matter what the fans wanted, the fans always want Cena to heel turn. You know, once he gone face, obviously he came in as a heel originally.
Yeah.
But when he went face turn, everyone wanted that. But WWE was stuck by their guns. And, you know, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Roman Reigns myself, but I can't see them turning him heel anytime soon, even though the crowd want it. But with Cena, they won't turn him heel purely on merchandise.
Did Cena not get better though? I mean, Cena really was bad, but he did improve massively. I mean, the 2000, the Umaga matches and stuff, that really helped him out. And HBK after, wasn't it, at Wrestle?
I think, again, it's one of those things though where it's like,
Who you're in the ring with.
it's one who you're in the ring with, but also don't shove it down fans' face. Don't be there all the time, all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need to be like, if you want someone to get over and you want someone to, just don't make them that they're always there all the time. Make them a bit of a special attraction.
The biggest problem with WWE at the moment is that when you watch, even though like I do watch Raw and SmackDown every week, I don't watch it in full. I do skip through it because a lot of the time you're coming up with the same match every week. Oh, well, we're going to have this match again this week. We're going to have this match again this week.
The one thing that always bugged me with WWE is the show after a pay-per-view, where they have the pay-per-view rematch.
Yeah, and the other person wins what should have been the important match. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And you look at it and you're like, oh, seriously, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, guys like Austin Aries has now left.
Because of the backstage politics of it.
Yeah, I don't blame him, to be honest. I expected big things from him, as like
more.
Joe's had big things going for him at the moment, and AJ's had big things going for him at the moment. I would have thought he would have been another one They could have had big things coming for him.
Aries versus
and
Miz
it's not.
had a hell of a match over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame really, but hopefully we'll see Austin Aries more on the independent scene maybe.
I personally think that Austin Aries, probably they took him out of NXT too early.
Yeah.
And they just
he didn't do a lot over there. To be quite honest.
They just sort of put him in the cruiserweights. And that's what they did.
Yeah.
He got injured, didn't he?
He did get injured, and he was on the commentary table for a little
Against
while. Wasn't
Nakamura.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But but when they put him up to the main roster, they just sort of like put him in with the cruiserweights and kind of just went, that's all he can do. And that's you see cruiserweights like Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
You can see there's more well, Rey Mysterio. There's more that they can do than just the cruiserweight division, and of course that's part of the reason. Yeah, and obviously being dropped off the DVD release for America, your WrestleMania match. It's going to be painful.
That hurt,
So it dropped on the DVD.
Yeah,
the American release of the DVD of WrestleMania.
Because that was the first match, wasn't it? At WrestleMania.
Neville Aries
Cruiserweight.
Neville Aries.
They dropped it.
Yeah. Well, it was actually on the
know
pre-show.
that.
It was actually on the pre-show, but that got dropped. It's on the UK
I did
version.
not know that because the pre-show had 3 matches, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised actually they dropped that match because that match was pretty good actually.
But I think Austin Aries, you know what I mean? He's a household name enough to do.
No, he'd get a job anywhere, wouldn't he?
Ring of Honor will no doubt welcome him back with open arms.
Yeah.
And with the likes of sort of like Daniels, Kazarian, Cody Rhodes, and all that in there, you've got matches that you'd love to see. And again with New Japan as well.
Yeah.
Again, Sparky, you're right there, man. Yeah, New Japan. You know, I'd happily see him against a Chris Sabian or a Kenny Omega. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And even some of the Japanese guys, you know what I mean?
Talking on guys that are leaving and walking out of companies, GFW have lost a few now as well. Even though I wouldn't say these guys, I know they were contracted to GFW, but you hadn't really seen them. I mean, Nick Aldis has gone.
Yeah.
Matt Morgan has gone. Madison Rain has gone. Who's Josh Matthews, his missus. Wife, missus, yeah. Obviously now Davey Richards is now leaving as well. I think I've missed a couple out there actually as well, to be honest.
But then I suppose when you've had 2 companies going to one, haven't you?
Yeah, so some of them are.
So you have had you've had Global Force and TNA go together. So you've basically got 2 rosters that weren't working together, but now they're suddenly in one company. And you know, with WWE have got the financial backing to be able to have X amount of wrestlers. But when you're one company, you've got to have. If you're going to work from a roster point of view, you've got to reduce your sort of like your money somewhere, and it is these side talents that aren't getting used that are the ones that get cold.
Can I ask? Because now Aaron Rex has he left?
Oh yeah, so that was another one as well. Actually, Aaron Rex had left. But they also want to go into whether if it's short, because Dutch Mantel put this out, and it's whether if it's short term or long term, I don't know. Partnership with Lucha Underground. Because Johnny Mundo is coming over.
He's just signed that.
He's just
Johnny
signed
Mundo's just come over. Yeah.
Sorry?
Johnny Mundo's just...
Globo?
Yeah,
he's going over to Global Force.
But I would imagine it is, because obviously, is it Drago?
Drago's
produced quite a bit.
And they've also linked up with that AAA, haven't they?
Yeah.
And they've also offered Rey Mysterio a contract.
That was literally what I was about to say, so thank you for taking words out of my mouth. Rey Mysterio they were looking at trying to pull Rey Mysterio in, which is
if you
a
look
huge
at,
talent to go over, isn't it?
If you look at Lucha and you look at AAA, the head guy on both of them is the same guy.
Yeah.
And it's the same person that is like the talent agent that allows them to be used. So, you know what I mean, if you're gonna, it's the same with Impact. There's one guy who deals with all their talent with regards to international bookings. So if you get on side with that guy, then you can use anything.
News
recently
on,
engaged. Johnny Monday.
Yes. I also noticed as well there was a picture that came up, and I thought it was Melina to start off with this picture, because she was wearing almost like the same gear as like she used to wear, and like the same sort of kind of hairstyle, until I looked in a bit more closely, and then I realised, oh no, it's his missus, isn't it? But it's almost like his missus is like taking the same gimmick, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really
Trained by Lance
watched
Storm.
it much. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been trained by Lance Storm, haven't they?
Quality wrestler, that's why.
Yeah.
Lance was.
The stuff on like Patron and Page. Obviously now, like Patron seems to be pretty clear, and obviously because GFW had suspended him for 30 days, wasn't it, or whatever, and nobody knew what was going on. But that seems to have come back clear. But there's so much stuff going around about Paige. Do you think she's doing this on purpose so she can be sacked? Because I don't think she's ever going to go back.
I can't see how. I seriously don't know if she's been sacked, but she can't say something already. And there's some sort of WWE that can't say. Because the way it's just carried out, I've never seen a wrestler get away with what Paige gets away with.
I don't think they want to let her go, because as soon as she's been let go, she'll go back to mommy and daddy and, you know, and family and be like, well, you know, we'll put you on our show and that. And then she'll run the independent scene with Patron more than likely. And that's probably what she wants to do now.
Well, they wanted to get rid of her, didn't they? WWE wanted rid of her, but because The Rock was in that film, that was the only reason they kept her.
But that's still the reason.
Yeah.
So there you
the
go.
film's not been released yet, so if you're going to release the film, I mean, you can, and then that way, when you do, like, if you do a cinema release, you can have the whole of the family appear at the cinema releases and stuff like that, and that's what you want. You want to, you've got to, is The Rock going to go out and just, there's the London premiere, is The Rock going to go to it? Probably not, let's be honest.
No.
So if you can get the whole family turned out, and from a wrestling point of view, it is the story of the Knight family is a big story in the wrestling business.
Yeah.
So what WWE don't want to do at the moment is they don't want to get rid of her, and then go, oh, and now we've got this film about her, because it's almost them saying, we've got this great idea to do a film, but the person that's in the film we've no longer got with us. It's like, why invest money?
Tessa Blanchard's in the film, isn't she?
Yes.
It should be an interesting film. I mean, I'll watch it. When it's released. Whether it'll get released in the cinema or not.
I presume it would go.
Probably DVD.
It would probably be more of a documentary.
I can't see it being released in the cinema.
Wouldn't surprise me if Netflix or something like that.
But then there'd be nothing stopping like signings. You know what I mean? If you had like a HMV and they released a DVD there, you could bring Paige in to do the DVD signings and stuff like that.
Obviously, as long as WWE were happy for her to do it, I guess. But then again, she might just do it
will,
anyway.
Because it'd be their film, so they'd be getting profit, wouldn't they, from the film?
Is it actually on their studio?
It's their
WWE
so they'd be
studios.
getting profit from that anyway.
Could be the first movie that gets put on the network then.
Probably, actually.
They're cutting a lot of stuff back on the network as well.
I think
aren't
it'll
they?
turn more into a documentary than it will a film.
You're probably right there. I mean, because you would actually expect them to actually have their own studio bit on the network already. So you're
all their films all go straight to DVD.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them have really gone to cinema.
I've really seen like Kane's one.
See No Evil.
I've watched some of them.
Decent.
But that was the original.
Not the See No Evil too.
That's pretty sick as well.
And then also, the first couple of Cena films went to cinema as well, didn't they?
The Marine.
Yeah.
None of the others did.
The Cool did, didn't it?
But that didn't have anybody in it, did it?
No, not as.
It was a WWE film, but it didn't have anybody in it.
What was that one? Was it Phone Booth? That was WWE.
No, the Cool was with Halle Berry.
Yeah, also the Phone Booth with Colin Farrell. That had something to do with WWE and stuff like that.
Don't recall that one, but...
There's been a fair few now, and a lot of them have all been in there, isn't there? Like Shawn Michaels has now been in one, and
I've never seen Shawn. I've never even heard of Shawn.
Yeah, it's like a country.
I thought you were going to say you've never heard of
Shawn
Shawn Michaels. I just never
That's snapping. It's right here, mate. It's right here.
I'm like, have you not been watching?
You missed that part again, Mark.
It's a country and western music film, I think. Shawn Michaels is in.
Country and western, it's not for my film.
He doesn't turn into a country western singer, does he?
It's not my sort of film.
No.
The
got Willie Nelson.
It's a
It's
long
got
way
Willie-
to
it's got Willie Nelson
right.
in it, I think, as well. Yeah. WCPW is back. Apparently, we've loaded. They're coming back on their extra WCPW extra, which is on the 3rd of August, and then on YouTube on the 5th. So I will wait until the 5th and watch it on YouTube. But yeah, they've come back. They've got new music, new promo video and stuff like that. So
Is Kirby still their champion?
no, it's
Joe Hendry.
it's Joe Hendry, yeah.
Ain't
But like what
watching.
you were saying, like what you were saying earlier about having too much international talent, and then all of a sudden relying on loads of UK stars. They
Well, they had the problem
were a
with YouTube,
prime.
didn't
They were a prime example of that.
They had the problem with YouTube going from treating wrestling as a family-orientated thing and to a violent
They've
thing.
won the battle, haven't they?
So
They won the battle with it, didn't they? So, well, obviously because they're coming back on YouTube with loaded. So, yeah, that's interesting. Fight Nation and IPW UK have come together as I don't think they're coming together as like one company. I think it's just two.
Yeah,
They're keeping IPW UK still separate, but I think you're now going to be more talent sharing. Even though actually saying that, a lot of the Fight Nation guys are on IPW anyway.
haven't Fight Nation brought the rights as well to show on-demand stuff from
I think so.
IPW?
I think the best thing to do if you buy another company is run separate shows, keep your own identity, and then do like the same as Raw and SmackDown do. Then like 4 times a year do a Super Show where it's both of you.
Saying that, I think they're having another superstar shake-up as well
They
after
are,
SummerSlam,
after
aren't they?
SummerSlam.
So yeah, that could be interesting. And obviously, Eddie Dennis becoming a full-time wrestler now as well. He's left his teaching career to go into full-time wrestling. A fair few of these guys are doing this now. I think Kelly Six has done it now as well. He's gone into full-time wrestling
It's
as
a
well.
really
It's probably
big commitment, isn't it? Being a
it's a-
school teacher and then going full time in a business.
It's a huge leap, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
a huge
huge.
leap to be able to do that. You've got to have some real confidence. But then again, that's even like what you were saying, in that you're toying with the idea of going full time with UPW.
I think it's like from a wrestler's point of view, you've got to look at the moment if he like, because obviously with Eddie Dennis, he was a school teacher Monday to Friday. So he's probably only wrestling maybe Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. If he's been getting offered bookings regularly during the week, which he's having to turn down, especially like with the UK, we've got a great like holiday camp season over here.
Yeah.
And that doesn't just happen just during the summer. All year round you have a lot of real good like Welsh wrestling. When they run during the summer and during half terms and that, they're bringing in like 2,000 people a night to their shows, and so there is potential there. So if he's having to turn down work because of his other job, maybe it's that time he goes.
Oh yeah, forget
And-
he is the pride of Wales, isn't he?
Yes,
So.
and bearing in mind with Eddie Dennis, you've got that teaching qualification. You've always got that to fall back on.
Yeah,
that's
I
true.
mean, he's done it the right way. He's not someone that's a wrestler that's got nothing else to fall back on if it doesn't work out. It's him. He's gone out. He's wrestled. He's learned the trade. He's got a qualification. He was the head of the school.
Yeah, he was the head teacher, wasn't
Head teacher at the school. So he's got that. So now he's going to right. Wrestling's his dream. Going to go for wrestling, and why not? You know what I mean? Go for wrestling.
And
if it doesn't turn out, then that's
he can
fine.
just go back to it, can't he?
You can always go back to it.
But he could always do some supply anyway during the week if he's got like a day here or
Yeah, of course
day
he
here
can.
and there. He can be a supply teacher anyway. So he's still got, like I said, there's still a good career.
It's a
Both
risky
ways,
move.
really.
It's definitely a risky move, but like you said, if he's been offered like loads and loads of bookings and he's missing out on opportunities of winning championships and working with loads of companies all over the UK, so there's like hundreds and thousands of companies all over the UK. Then yeah, maybe he's done the right thing.
Yeah, like you say, at the moment, UK wrestling's in a boom period. There's promotions popping up all over the place. And all I'll say to anybody, if you think you can make it, go for it. Just be selective on who you work for, because there's some promotions out there that they're not top quality promotions.
Shush.
Okay, they're not top quality grocers. And at the end of the day, it's like, you know what I mean. Go to companies where you're going to be working against top talent yourself, because what you don't want is you don't want to be in there with someone that's not trained properly, that's not a top talent, that could put you at risk. Because if you put in all your eggs into this basket of wrestling and you get a serious injury, there's no money. You're self-employed. You know what I mean? So just be careful. Like when Cody Rhodes left the left the WWE and came onto the independent scene, he was selective over who he wrestled against. And
Yeah, like
for
you
that
said,
very reason.
yeah.
You know what I mean? He was selective because if you're taking that risk, you know, he's gone from, like with Cody Rhodes, he'd gone from a guaranteed downside in WWE to actually I've got to get bookings and earn the money myself.
He's loving it though, isn't he, as well? He absolutely
That's
loves.
what he wants,
Loves doing what he does now.
And you should, but you should do that as a standard wrestler. Don't go out there and work people that you're unsure of, or work with people that you don't want to work with. Be selective. Be selective over who you wrestle with and what companies you work with. If you know, there's loads of companies in the UK that have got a great reputation, that use the best wrestlers in the UK, so you know the person you're in the ring with is going to be a decent quality.
Yeah. Brilliant. So that's it. That's everything that we've got here. One last thing before we go. A non-wrestling thing here. On what is it? 24th of September, is it?
It is.
Yeah, it's 24th of September. The four of us here, plus my wife Jodie as well, plus like other people, fans as well, are joining us to do an
Inflatable run.
Inflatable run. Yeah.
Inflator race.
Inflator race. There we go.
I think it's 5k.
It is 5k. Some of us have been training.
Some of them haven't.
Some of us
You
haven't.
can see. Yeah. I'm a bit sore actually today because I was in the gym yesterday with the wife. It's a Riviera actually as well.
I'm out of service at the moment, don't worry, bro.
Me and Mark haven't trained, have we, Mark?
I seem to be the only one that's on it at the moment.
Excuse me, I've got my gym membership. Just little injury.
You have
at
a
the
gym
moment.
membership? Have you
Little-
used it?
Yes, I have many times. Just a little injury. I'll be back next week. Don't worry
See, I'm a
about
little sore, but I'd still
He
be
goes
ready to
there
go
every
in.
week to get a coffee.
But yeah, we're doing that, and I don't know if any. I know you have. I've got mine as well. You can donate on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
You can donate
Just
on
giving.
there. Or you can just let us know and just give us some money, and we'll donate it ourselves, which we can do as well. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one, and it's for
Yeovil Hospital charity, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Or British
it'll be
Yeovil
really good.
yeah, it's going to be a right laugh.
Well, it would be if a certain someone hadn't told us to do the last run when all the obstacles are soaking wet and
Yeah, so
covered
we're
in mud.
we're booked
Yeah.
for
That
11 o'clock.
was me.
No names mentioned, Dom.
The last run, and it will be the wettest, muddiest.
I think that's what's going to make it more fun, to be honest.
it will be epic.
So yeah, it is. It's going to be a very good day. And so let's hope we don't have a day like today where it's raining, because
Wow.
It'll probably rain for the whole week before, so it'll be a mud bath.
probably. But yeah, we're doing that as well. So a little bit there that we're giving here from AWT as well. So we got loads of other people are doing that as well. Plenty of fans. So yeah, it's going to be a good laugh. I think we're going to have a good time. Anyway, we're going to go now. We're going to go and have some lunch, eat some chicken and sparky pudding.
With a salad.
Yeah, really skinny salad.
Why not have a salad? Come on, guys. Train!
But guys, thank you for coming on the show today. Dom and Sparky,
No
thanks for joining me. Mark, thanks for being our special guest
Yeah,
here
pleasure.
and talking UPW and everything else and your views on wrestling. It's been real good here today. Great show. So join me next month and my team, if you're going to be joining me next month.
We'll be back.
We'll be here.
They'll be back, yeah, they'll be back. Hopefully my wife will be here next time as well. She'll be joining us next time, I think. Sometime in August, I'll be letting you know. Of course, in advance at some point when our show will be on. But next month we will have our Q5 with Harlem Bravado, which, you believe me guys, you do not want to be missing. Plus we'll have our reviews on UPW Unique and Big League as well.
And SummerSlam, maybe.
And SummerSlam as well, I guess, yeah, because I think that's the only pay-per-view they've got
It is
going on. I don't
WWE,
think
it
there's
is.
going to be another one. And yeah, anything else? I think I might review some more Lucha as well, and Pro Wrestling Chaos that's on the fight sites and stuff. So join in that to find out what I think and what we think on those. So yeah, here's been Mark Fry, here's been John, here's been Sparky. I have been your host Carl Andrews, and I shall see you next time here on AWT. Take care guys, see you soon.